Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Tonight, we are cooking baked cauliflower. Seems to be a pretty good recipe. I did a little bit of work ahead of time for this one. So we'll talk about that, and we will let you know the wine we're featuring for tonight. So this is from a winery in the BC interior called Indigenous, and this is their Powwow is the name of this wine. And we tried it at the winery itself, and it's simply delicious. So good. Oh, look! The color of the lid there matches my hat. And we'll talk about my hat in a minute, too. So, maybe I need to go to the gym a couple more times. Okay, there we go. All right. A little bit of a taste there without breaking the glass. It smells so good. Yep. Okay, we'll start off with that. Tastes a little bit appley, actually. Yeah, appley. It's really good. The production assistant did an amazing job behind the scenes tonight, so he's earned himself a glass. And there we go. We'll put the production assistant's glass off to the side. Production assistant, your wine's ready. That's how you get them to come running. Okay, so my hat. It's coming up on St. Patrick's Day. So what I thought we might do down the road a little ways for St. Patrick's Day is maybe some beer bread and some green beer. So in anticipation of St. Patrick's Day, there we go. Plus some extra luck in helping this dish turn out good tonight. So what did I do ahead of time? Well, the production assistant. We took 1.5 heads of cauliflower and chopped it up into bite-sized pieces. And we put it in a casserole dish. There you go. Okay. Sprayed it with Costco. You know, the stuff I love to use. The Costco cooking spray. Maybe one day Costco will sponsor me and I will get heaps of this stuff. Yeah, and then we baked it in the oven actually for 30 minutes. And now we've pulled it out of the oven. So when we baked it in the oven for 30 minutes, we put in a bowl some olive oil. Some olive oil. Geez, Costco, come on, you gotta sponsor me here. Black pepper. Sea salt or kosher salt, whichever you have. And garlic powder, or in this case, I've got the roasted garlic. And so we can put those off to the side so you know what those are. So we mix that all together with the olive oil in the bowl, and then we put the cauliflower in there and we mixed it all around to coat it, tossed it in the pan that had been sprayed, and put that in the oven for 30 minutes until the cauliflower is, I guess, tender and starts to turn brown. That's what the recipe says. So now, let's see here. What does the recipe tell us to do next? Need some reading glasses, I think, maybe. Hey. Okay, so it says, in the same bowl that you used when you tossed, you know, like the olive oil and everything with the cauliflower, we're supposed to beat together cream cheese, Greek yogurt, and 1/3 cup of Gruyere cheese, and 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and half of the chopped bacon. Okay, so at the beginning of this recipe, it also tells you to take 6 strips of bacon, cook them in the oven till they're crispy, and then take them and mash them all up to create bacon bits. We've cheated. We have our bacon bits here. I'm going to toss these in the microwave for a couple of seconds, like, I don't know, 20 seconds or so. I love to toss them in there for a couple of minutes. So, cheers while those are cooking away. I've grabbed us a bowl. I'm hoping you can see me over here. I can't wait till I get a better setup here for you guys. Alright, so those are done. Half of the bacon bits. Oh, I want to show you guys the new tool I got too, by the way. It's from that company called Epicure, and it's called a 3-in-1 spoon because it's actually, I don't know if you can see there, but it's actually a spoon, it's a spatula, and it's also a scraper. I've only had it for a few days, but it is the most amazing cooking tool. So we'll go in with half of these, like it says. Move those around a bit. Those aside. I mean, I guess this is the Greek yogurt. Oh wow, this thing really scrapes the bowl clean. I'll show you. Scrape the bowl completely clean. Look at that. Amazon's here with the package. I can't tell you what it is though, because it's one of the production assistant's birthday presents. So we'll give that a whirl. Whoever thought Amazon would deliver on a Sunday, but and with the Parmesan cheese. Give that a whirl. In with the cream cheese, and do I have a story for you about the cream cheese? And we got the cream cheese. We got these nifty little bowls too. So, yeah, we're moving up in the world with our cooking show. We got some proper bowls for you to see the ingredients in. So we were at Superstore today, and I guess for those of you who live in the United States of America, would be the equivalent to something like a Fred Meyer. Oh, by the way, this cream cheese is at room temperature. That's how come I'm able to do it with this. If you didn't have it at room temperature, you could just toss it in a mixer like I have here in the corner. So the production assistant decided that he would like to also make a cheesecake, and I was like, oh, and I'm gonna make this, and I'm like, we're gonna need a lot of cream cheese. So I found this box. I kid you not, it was like a box, like this by like this. And I thought, oh, I'll pick that up because it's gotta be a bunch of individual packages. Well, we opened that box up and it was one big bag, not exaggerating here, bag of cream cheese. So now we have like so much cream cheese. It's way more cream cheese than 2 people can eat. So I'm sure, yeah, we might even have some weeknight recipes with cream cheese. So stay tuned for that. So we've mixed the cream cheese in here. Now you can substitute Gruyere cheese with Swiss cheese, which is what we've done here. Because the Gruyere cheese was like $12, and that's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure you can probably find it cheaper some other places, but not to knock Gruyere cheese because it is really good. But we've just used Swiss cheese. Anything that's got a high, anything that's really going to be easy to melt, I guess is what I'm trying to say is going to work here. Did I tell you I put Parmesan cheese in? If I didn't, I'm telling you now. I put Parmesan cheese in there too. Alright, so now, looks like we've got that all mixed up. Okay. What's next? I put all the Gruyere cheese in there and we weren't supposed to do that. It's okay though. We were supposed to save a little bit to sprinkle over the top. But I asked the production assistant to shred all of the Swiss cheese that we bought. So we'll just grab a little bit of extra out of the fridge and put it on top. Because you can never have too much cheese. So now we want to just take this, and apparently you just want to plop it I can't see how this is going to work, but either we have something amazing on our hands, or you guys are going to be, T-Fuck did me wrong. Let's hope I didn't do you wrong. I'm going to grab a knife. There, that's better. And a lot easier. Let's see how good this little thing is at getting stuff off the sides. So we want to get all the cheese mixture in there. I know usually I have music playing in the background, but I totally forgot tonight. Make up for that next time. Well, hello there, Jay-Z. I know you've come to lick the bowl, but you can't lick this bowl, buddy. All right. So, I don't know. I guess we'll put the bowl aside over here. All right. I think now we're supposed to put the rest of the bacon bits in there. Oh, so at the end, when this is finished being cooked, that's when we're going to put some chives on top and the remainder of the bacon. So I screwed up in two spots. We were supposed to leave a little bit of extra Parmesan cheese and a little bit of Gruyere. No big deal. I'm going to just grab a little bit of extra out of the fridge. And so you're supposed to dollop this on top, like so. And then you're supposed to sprinkle it with some extra Gruyere and Parmesan. So let's do that. No, I feel like you can't have too much cheese, so I want extra Gruyere or Swiss cheese. And there we go. Okay, there we go. Put the extra cheese on. Now, remove the rest. Put it back in the oven, which I'm going to do now, until the cheese melts. Or starts to melt. And in case you didn't know, I have the oven at 400. Put it on 400 to roast the cauliflower, and I haven't changed the temperature. So we'll leave these out. And yeah, so we're gonna let that cook for 5 to 7 minutes while the cheese melts. And while that's happening, we're gonna enjoy some of our powwow wine from the Indigenous winery in the BC interior. So we'll be right back to show you what the next step is. Hey everybody, okay, and so we're back. So the cauliflower's been in there about 6 or 7 minutes. One thing I did do is I did take it out briefly once the cheese started to get melty, and I stirred it just to mix everything up and get a little bit better distribution. And I gotta tell you, it tastes amazing. So it's there, it's cooking. You can see it in the oven there. Yeah, right there. So now what we need to do is leave it in there, but we need to put it on broil for 1 to 3 minutes until everything turns golden brown on top. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is like trying to program an airplane to operate this stove, I tell you. So stop, broil, and start. There we go. Okay. So now we wait 1 to 3 minutes. I'll tell you about one of the shows that I definitely I'm planning on doing coming up. Never tried it before, but I'm going to give beer bread a whirl. So that should be fun. We're also going to do another date night dinner and dessert, which also should be fun as well. And the weather's starting to get nicer, so it's starting to get closer to barbecue and grilling season. So we'll talk about some options for summer cooking. Salads, easy stuff to take with you to the campground, or easy stuff for you to make at the campground as well. We'll do a lot of cooking on the barbecue itself. Including using the side burner, because once the weather gets nice enough, our barbecue isn't covered. So once it gets nice enough and we can start using the barbecue more and more and more, I don't even use the oven in the house for at least a couple of months out of the year. Because 1, it's going to heat up your house, 2, it's going to use your electricity, and 3, the propane's going to be a lot cheaper. And it's a lot more fun to sit outside in the sun after work and cook your dinner. So let's give this just a quick check. It's getting there. One of the things I would say about this recipe is I probably would have used more of the cheese mixture. I'm actually glad that we added the extra Gruyere and Parmesan cheese before we put it in, because I don't feel like the cheese mixture that the recipe calls for is enough for the amount of cauliflower that they ask you to use. We only used a cauliflower and a half. The recipe actually calls for 2 heads of cauliflower, and there's no way that amount of cheese mixture would have worked with the 2 heads of cauliflower. So keep that in mind. I would add a little bit more cream cheese, at least probably an additional ½ cup, and definitely probably an additional 1/3 of a cup of the Gruyere or Swiss cheese, a couple extra tablespoons of Parmesan cheese as well, and at least maybe an extra 1/3 of a cup of the Greek yogurt as well. But I'll put all of that in the recipe in the comment section, so you can give this a try too. I'm gonna say that's getting pretty close to done. The tips are getting golden brown, so we'll pull that out of the oven. Move that aside. I feel like I have the biggest oven mitts on the planet. Again, matching my hat. green. Love these, by the way. Oh. I know I'm making it sound heavy, but it's really not. This is what we've ended up with. I gotta tell you, it sounds pretty good. Or smells pretty good. I still have my handy dandy thing here. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna give it another quick mix here. Yeah. I'm surprised that it didn't stick. Mind you, I did coat the pan quite well, but I'm surprised there wasn't more stickage to the pan with the cheese. So. All right, now they tell us to, oopsies. Now they tell us to throw in the additional bacon bits that we had left over. So we'll do that. And again, just mix it up again. A bit more. Not soupy at all either. So the sauce is nice and, the cheese sauce is nice and thick. So that's good. Green onions. Toss those on top. Now, one of the things I would say is that if you pre-cooked some chicken breast and it was in bite-sized pieces, you could easily add it to this as protein. So good. That is so good. Okay, let's see if we can get the production assistant to try some. Would like to request that at my age I get to grow 1 more inch, because that would make everything a lot easier. So I'm just gonna grab a wooden spoon here. Put it in this bowl. Production assistant, it's time for a taste test.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, did you hear that? We got it. Oh my god, it smells so good. All right. He's going in. Oh yeah, it's gotta be. It's in his mouth. Scale of 1 to 10?
10.
10 out of 10.
Oh, good, good.
Give it a whirl. Yeah, like I said, I would add a little bit more cheese sauce to it.
No.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe it's perfect just the way it is. So give it a whirl, leave me some comments and let me know how cheesy baked cauliflower worked out for you. Like I said, you can definitely cut some chicken up and pre-cook it. As long as it's cut up into bite-sized pieces, you could toss it in there too as some protein, and this would make a great chicken cauliflower casserole. Yeah, and where did it go? Don't forget, we featured the wine that matches my hat, powwow wine from Indigenous wineries in the BC Okanagan. There you go. We've had the pleasure of visiting the winery. Their wines are amazing. They also have a really great restaurant there that you can sit down and enjoy. Actually, some charcuterie boards, I think is what we had there. Simply amazing. So yeah, give them a try. BC Okanagan wines, some of the best in the world. So until next time, everyone, take care, and we'll see you soon to bake beer bread and have some green beer for St. Patrick's Day. And like I said, we got a crap ton of cream cheese in this house right now, so probably some weeknight recipes coming up as well that are going to include cream cheese. And stay tuned, come back and check. You might even get to see the production assistant cook a cheesecake. Until then, everybody, take care.